You know that annoying feeling you get when your phone's running out of juice, but you just can't find a plug? Well, imagine how frustrating that's going to be if your phone was an electric car, and not finding a plug meant that you were stranded in the middle of God knows where. Well, Nissan reckons it's found a solution to that problem in the 2023 Nissan X-Trail e-Power. And while it uses electricity to power the wheels, it actually has a small petrol engine to produce that electricity. So, has Nissan built the ultimate EV, or is this just a weird half step to a full electric future? And if Nissan X-Trail e-Power sounds a bit like the next Marvel movie to you, don't fret, because I'm about to deep dive into this car and it might convince you to cancel that order on a Toyota RAV4 Hybrid. The e-Power version will actually top the 2023 Nissan X-Trail range, which means they won't come cheap. E-Power is actually offered exclusively in the top two trims, TI and TIL, but that also means you get all the goodies that you would expect out of an all-new model in 2023. So what exactly do you get? Here's the full breakdown. Starting at the very bottom, the petrol-powered 2023 Nissan X-Trail range starts at $36,750 before on-road costs for the entry-level ST in two-wheel drive guise. Standard equipment on this one includes 17-inch wheels, roof rails, LED head and tail lights, and an 8-inch multimedia screen with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto support. The ST can also be had with 7 seats and all-wheel drive for $39,790, with equipment levels remaining the same. Next up the rung is the STL, priced at $43,190 and $46,290 for the two-wheel drive 5 and 4-wheel drive 7-seat variants respectively. And for the extra spend, buyers net rear privacy glass, heated front seats, dual-zone climate control, synthetic leather interior, 18-inch wheels and a sliding rear seat. The TI grade is available exclusively with all-wheel drive, adding 19-inch wheels, genuine leather interior, a panoramic sunroof, tri-zone climate control, powered tailgate, wireless smartphone charger, a 12.3-inch driver display, a 10.8-inch head-up display, and a big 12.3-inch multimedia system with built-in satellite navigation, and it also raises the price to $49,990. The TIL grade, meanwhile, is priced at $52,990 and adds a heated steering wheel, uprated Bose sound system, Napa leather, heated rear seats, and remote engine start. Opting for e-Power, however, will set buyers back $54,190 for the TI and $57,190 for the TIL, which is a $4,200 price increase compared to their petrol-powered equivalents. Equipment also carries over from the petrol TI and TIL to the e-Power versions. There's no denying you're paying a premium for the hybrid powertrain, and in fact, even the cheapest X-Trail e-Power is more expensive than the priciest Toyota RAV4 Hybrid or Haval H6 Hybrid. In fact, for the price of the TI, you could just about get into a plug-in hybrid model, like a Ford Escape or a Mitsubishi Outlander, which could save you more in your fuel bill if you have somewhere to charge it. Look, $55,000 is a lot of money to spend, and to be honest with you, Nissan might have priced this beyond what some families can afford. Let's be honest, Nissan's X-Trail has long been in need of a redesign, and this 4th generation model keeps things fresh and modern thanks to this all-new look. Up front, you'll see the signature V-Motion front grille, which is flanked by 2 slender daytime running lights, which make the car look a bit more athletic and confident on the road. And of course, it wouldn't be an SUV with some off-road intentions without a contrasting front skid plate. From this angle, I think the Nissan X-Trail e-Power just looks a bit boring. Look, they've tried to spruce things up a bit with 20-inch wheels and that e-Power badging, but to my taste, it just looks a bit too generic SUV. There are some other cool design elements to it, like that contrasting black roof, but I think Nissan could have injected a little bit more visual flair. Now this is a bit more like it. I think Nissan have really nailed the design of the X-Trail's rear, thanks in large part to the boot-mounted rear spoiler and back glass that melds seamlessly into the taillights. It gives this boxy, almost upright appearance, which is a theme that's continued thanks to the chunky boot lid and ruggedized rear bumper. Step inside and Nissan's strategy of modernizing the look and feel but playing it safe with the design continues. The cabin of the e-Power is headlined by this massive multimedia touchscreen that thankfully features buttons.
The climate controls are also physical buttons, hallelujah, while the center stack keeps things neat and clean and finished in a nice glossy black. And look, a flat bottom steering wheel, a feature you might find in sportier models, which sits ahead of a clear and concise digital instrument cluster.
Overall, Nissan's new X-Trail looks rugged and ready to actually tackle a trail. And I think it actually looks pretty good as a package, and certainly keeps it fresh against some rivals that are starting to show their age a bit. The X-Trail sits on the larger end of the mid-size SUV spectrum, as some variants are offered with 7 seats. But all e-Power variants that we get in Australia only have 5, which means interior space is fantastic. Up front, there's electronic seat adjustment to get into the perfect driving position, and storage options include a deep door bin, we've got generous cup holders, and a little underarm storage cubby. Nissan have kindly set up this car with 2 car seats, as you can tell, just to see what the X-Trail would be like to live with as a family. And even in this middle seat and my 6-foot tall frame, I've got plenty of space to get comfortable, even if shoulder width isn't ideal. Now, all e-Power variants in Australia also come with a sliding rear seat, so you can adjust for more legroom or more carrying capacity. And back here, occupants have door pockets with bottle holders, there's backseat map pockets, and air vents. Open the boot and the X-Trail e-Power will swallow up to 575 litres with all seats in place, just 10 litres down on the petrol-powered 5-seat version. Fold the second row down and there's space for long and tall items from Bunnings or IKEA, but Nissan is yet to reveal the exact volume in this configuration. Nissan's new generation X-Trail is yet to be tested by ANCAP or Euro NCAP, and therefore does not have an official crash test rating. Regardless, all 2023 X-Trails come fitted as standard with a raft of advanced safety equipment, highlighted by autonomous emergency braking, rear cross traffic alert, and adaptive cruise control. Stepping up to the STL adds lane keep assist, a surround view monitor, and front parking sensors, while the TI scores automatic high beams. While the Nissan X-Trail e-Power is propelled by electricity, you might be surprised to find that under the bonnet, there's a 1.5 litre 3-cylinder petrol engine. And in this unique arrangement, petrol goes in, and then the engine produces the electricity to spin the wheels. Power and torque outputs for the engine are largely inconsequential, as it is designed to operate at peak efficiency for the electric motors. Speaking of, the motors output a combined 157 kilowatts of power, but an overall torque figure is still to be disclosed, though the front motor pushes out 330 Newton meters and the rear makes do with 195 Newton meters. Officially, the Nissan X-Trail e-Power sips just 6.1 litres per 100 kilometres, which is certainly less than its petrol-only siblings, but maybe not by as much as you think. In two-wheel drive guise, the 2023 X-Trail will return a 7.4 litre per 100 kilometre reading, which is raised to 7.8 litres per 100 kilometres with all-wheel drive optioned. And while the X-Trail e-Power's 6.1 litre per 100 kilometre figure is higher than that of the Toyota RAV4 at 4.8 litres per 100 kilometres, Nissan has stated the X-Trail e-Power is more about the driving experience than efficiency. We'd argue, however, that fuel economy is a pretty important metric, especially when buying a hybrid SUV, and in this regard, Nissan does fall behind the segment leader. Like all new Nissan sold in 2023, the X-Trail e-Power comes with a 5-year unlimited kilometre warranty. This warranty falls short of Mitsubishi's 10-year conditional warranty, as well as Kia and Skoda's 7-year offering, but is in line with the industry standard and matches Toyota, Mazda and Ford. Service pricing is yet to be revealed for the new X-Trail e-Power, but maintenance intervals are every 10,000 kilometres or 12 months, matching the petrol-powered models. Nissan's X-Trail e-Power is a hybrid, but it's probably unlike any other hybrid you've driven before. And that's because, unlike Toyota's hybrid system, it uses electricity 100% of the time to power its wheels. So that means it actually drives like an EV. It gives you instantaneous power delivery and a linear response. But it also means you can just fill it up at any other servo, and you don't need to plug it in and charge it up. It's not all good news though. There are some downsides. Because it uses that petrol engine, it means there are still some emissions coming out of the back. It also means that when the engine kicks on, you notice it a little bit more because all the other times you're driving it, it's completely quiet and serene.
I have to say, the X-Trail e-Power really shines at slower speeds around town. The steering is really well weighted and feels great, and you can utilize features like the e-Power to increase regenerative braking and operate the car at peak efficiency. The ride is also really good, despite this car weighing nearly 2 tons. It soaks up bumps pretty well, even with the 20-inch wheels fitted. And all X-Trail e-Power models in Australia will come fitted as standard with all-wheel drive. There's an electric motor up front and an electric motor in the rear, giving you all-wheel drive traction. It's even got an off-road mode, and we've driven this car on a gravel road. And you know what? It can handle it. It's probably not going to challenge something like a Jeep Cherokee Trailhawk, but it's always nice to know you've got that added assurance of all-wheel drive. Overall, Nissan's response to the Toyota RAV4 Hybrid is a winner.
If you're still on the fence about the electric future, Nissan's X-Trail e-Power might be the perfect solution for you. It drives like an EV, and you can top it up at any nearby servo. And to top that all off, it offers similar off-road driving performance to some of the best semi-rugged SUVs out there. Sure, the price is getting up a bit, but having an electric car without the range anxiety, isn't that worth a bit of peace of mind?